So I am here in Dubai and I'm going to test drive this Mercedes truck. If everything goes well, I might just start living and start my own company in Dubai. Let's see how it goes. I might be the first female truck driver to ever drive a semi-truck in Dubai. Today is officially our last day in Dubai. We're going to go to the mosque and we have to wear the traditional clothing that they wear. We cannot wear dresses, fitted clothes, and, revealing clothes.
Now look at that. A place where rebellious Western women, where they go and they are forced to respect themselves. They are forced to put on clothes. They are forced to be respectful to others and carry themselves as a feminine woman. If not, they could suffer serious consequences. And unfortunately, this woman right here, she messed around and had to find out in Dubai. This is Tiara Allen, also known as the Sassy Trucker. She's an over-the-road truck driver in America, a trucking influencer. It's really a whole segment of these women. They get into trucking, they get these BBLs, they wear these tight clothes, they're bending over online, doing these pre-trips and post-trips, or they stop to the truck stop to get fueled up and they're bending over at the fuel pumps, trying to get all of the men's attention that's around them, because trucking for the longest, since forever, it's a male-dominated profession. But in recent years, we have a lot of females come into the industry. In my opinion, they have not made the industry better. And yes, I'm talking about this trend where females are running around in Magic City uniforms, looking like they just left the club 6 o'clock in the morning, frolicking around the truck stops, all around the yards and trucking companies, shippers, receivers, talking about their truck drivers now. It's like a whole 304 segment of some sort of female trucker OnlyFans. City girls are everywhere now. They're in every industry, from the boardroom to the classroom to the highways. But hey, that's a whole nother lesson for another day. Right now though, we're talking about the Sassy Trucker. It appears that she went over to Dubai being sassy, and now she could be facing serious consequences for doing that. Take a second to make sure that you're subscribed to the channel and click the notification bell for all updates. The word of the day is respect. You Western flamingos don't know how to respect yourself and respect others, but while you're flocking to these other countries, especially countries in the East, you females better learn how to respect the laws of the land. Respect. If you're watching right now, type respect below in the comments. The Sassy Trucker is a 29-year-old trucking influencer, San Diego native residing in Houston. Thousands follow her on TikTok, lots of men that's also in the trucking industry. She shares posts like this one, her standing in front of a truck with the caption, "Get you a lady that drive big trucks." Or stretching routines where she's bending over, showing parts of her behind, telling truck drivers, I'm talking about a bunch of men, to remember to stretch. Just a lot of thirst traps. Here's one of her latest messages from June 2023. She said, "Your soulmate could live in a different country." Well, the Sassy Trucker went to Dubai. Why? Because everybody's going to Dubai now. It's a hot spot, especially for black women. Although personally, ladies, you really need a masculine man to accompany you to a place like the UAE.
Whatever, I do what I want.
Okay, whatever, go ahead, but hey, that's me. I'm not going to Dubai without the mister, and I don't recommend single women being over there alone or with other single women. You're not in the US. Things are very different. And it looks like that's what the Sassy Trucker is finding out the hard way. It's a frightening situation to be in, but ladies, please learn something from this, or it could happen to you too. It's safe to say that she won't find her soulmate in Dubai, but she was over there, got involved in some sort of rental car accident or collision. She was a passenger, her friend was the driver. She went to the rental car company to get her ID and some personal belongings that she left in the car, and she ended up getting into a dispute with the men working at the counter. Now the Sassy Trucker was arrested and charged, and she cannot leave the country.
On Fox, the last 2 months are described as terrifying for a Houston woman who we're told is being detained in Dubai.
Fox 26's Domly Keith joining us live near downtown Houston with why she's being held. Domly.
Well, the crime she's charged with may surprise you, and Dubai is increasingly becoming a vacation spot for a number of Houston women. One who's there right now, according to her social media page, is trying to get back to the Bayou City, but according to her mom, her passport has been confiscated because she was charged with screaming in public.
It also could result in prison time. So it's very scary.
The trip turned terrifying for Tiara Young Allen when her mom says she was a passenger in a friend's rental car and they got into an accident there in Dubai. Tina Baxter says when her daughter went to the company to retrieve her ID, credit card, and other items left in the rental, Baxter says it did not go well.
She found out that she could only receive those items if she paid an undisclosed amount of money. She dealt with a very aggressive individual, a young man there who was screaming at her.
Baxter says her 29-year-old daughter ultimately yelled back at the rental car agent, she says resulting in her being charged for screaming there in Dubai.
And so she is in jail for one reason and one reason alone. She raised her voice. In that country, a female is not even allowed to raise her voice. If she raises her voice, it's punishable by jail time.
It's been very emotional. There are some days I stay up all night crying.
They have a strict law system that is really based on theocracy.
This website warns, quote, laws and customs are very different, so be aware of your actions to ensure they don't offend while in United Arab Emirates. Now, after Baxter says her daughter was charged with screaming in Dubai, her passport has been taken, and the American social media influencer who works as a truck driver can't leave the UAE, according to her mom. And her mom says she's been placed under a travel ban pending the outcome of the investigation.
It's very frightening. The longer she's been there, the more reality has started to kick in.
In our opinion, she did not commit a crime. Don't punish women for doing the same thing a man can do in Dubai. It's not fair and it's not right.
Now, the 29-year-old does now have an attorney there in Dubai, and her mom says she's told that she could face jail time because there is surveillance video of her screaming. Now, we have reached out to the U.S. and the UAE embassies. Will government officials step in and give her assistance? I'm still awaiting responses. Reporting live near downtown Houston, I'm Damalie Keith, Fox 26 News.
Black women, American women, Western women, Dubai won't let you get away with what you get away with in the United States. The talking crazy and cursing, causing public disturbances, you know all that you can get away with in New York City and LA, but not Dubai. Dancing in Magic City uniforms, popping thought pockets, calling it culture. Y'all can get away with that in Atlanta and Trinidad or the Puerto Rican Day Parade, but y'all not getting away with that in Dubai. Running up on men, talking flip at the mouth. Talking about BA-N-word this and that, like y'all do in Memphis and Houston. Y'all not doing none of that in Dubai. You know, all this freedom that we have, you are not going to have it anywhere else. And honestly, you shouldn't. I think we condone too much crap over here anyway. And no, not just in America, Western culture. Western culture has ruined millions of people, and now they think they could waddle their BBLs to the UAE where women still have decorum. And those people, they are not having it. Why? Because they don't want their women influenced by this trash. This hood popper mentality like the one that's praised over here in the West that ruined our image as black women. And yes, I say ruined because like I've said plenty of times before, our grandmothers, great-grandmothers, great-great-grandmothers right here in America, they were not like this. Pull up the pictures from our American ancestors, and those women looked respectable. They respected themselves. They respected their men. They respected their families. You know, people like the Turners of Atlanta. And side note, if you missed that story, definitely check that one out today. I'll leave the link below. But yeah, we have real families and communities. And some people are saying, well, she just screamed. That's not putting hands on somebody. And that's how sad and normal it is now for this ridiculous behavior. People are not yelling and acting crazy over there. You don't see stupid road rage incidents like what we see over here in New York City or Atlanta or DC. And the sassy trucker, no, they do not want you moving over there, starting a trucking company and being what you said will be the first female to drive there. They do not want that. They leave those jobs to the men. They want their women to be feminine women, not trucker ladies. They want women to take care of themselves, their families, their men, and not run around with this confused baby bop bimbo babble that we hear over here, where y'all like to say you're feminine and masculine females at the same time. Or the crazy concepts y'all made up like alpha female. They do not want that over there, and I don't blame them. Or let them disrespectful birds like the ones who went over there to Ghana at the castle. Yeah, let them try to have hot girl summer over there in Dubai. I'm telling you, all this stuff that you see in the public over here, if they try that over there, it's not going to end well. Make sure you're not ignorant. Learn a little bit about the culture and the people before you go over there visiting. Be respectful, be logical. That's why I say you really shouldn't go without a masculine man, because sometimes women get emotional, flustered, and don't know how to control themselves. So yes, you need a competent chaperone, a man, to make sure you make it out of the Middle East alive or free from detention. Now, you ghetto rebellious hood rats, I am not about to argue with you about this in the comments. This is something that you should have learned from your mama. As for the sassy trucker, she said that she's been taking a break from trucking since last year. She's been able to take trips without working now for a long time, and she spoke about being fired because she reported someone at her last job on some Me Too situation.
I was working for an exotic car hauling company out of Florida. The owner of the company reached out to me on Instagram and said he found me on YouTube. He said he was hiring truck drivers for a car hauler position and he thought I would be a good fit for the company. I've always wanted to haul cars, so I thought this would be fun, especially hauling exotic cars. Everything was going good until I told him that I was being sexually harassed by the other employees that worked for the company. I spoke to my boss and his wife about the sexual harassment and disrespect I was going through in the workplace. And I spoke to him about me being underpaid, and I also wasn't getting the proper rest because the manager Sheldon would call me during the time I would be sleeping. I also told them I wasn't being treated fairly. I also informed them the manager Sheldon gets upset when I don't want to work illegally past my driving hours. Sheldon also discussed my work performances with other drivers. He would say things like, "She is a female. We should fire her because she is a woman working a man's job and she's not strong enough to do the work."
And I will say this, I do not feel sorry for her last boss. According to her, he reached out to her from seeing her on YouTube and offered her a job, him and his wife, and she ended up Me Tooing some guys in the company. So no, I do not feel sorry for the company at all, because you don't hire these women at your company talking about driving no truck. That's not smart. And whatever happens to you and your company after you brought her into an environment that's not even meant for her, that's your fault. I also don't feel sorry for the women either, because you shouldn't even be there to be complaining in the first place. Now, I do think that the sassy trucker, she's going to get through this situation, but hopefully she learns from it. I doubt that'll happen though, because Quanell X and her mom, they're really acting like she's a victim of something and not a person who did something to be in that position. I also don't believe we know the real full story, because of course, they're not going to tell it. It's pretty normal. If you commit a crime in another country, you have to stay there, at least until they figure out what they're going to do with you. So yeah, she'll be back in the States at some point. Let's go ahead and get the conversation started. Let me know what you think about this. American women going over to Dubai. We have one here that's accused of getting out of line and she got arrested. Special thank you to Brady. I appreciate you, Brady, for all of your support, as well as Ike. Don't forget that you can support this channel as well. Links to Cash App and PayPal are below. Ladies, fellas, want a balanced analysis, want the truth from a woman's perspective? Then you're going to want to subscribe to this channel and don't forget to like and share.